In this video, I'm bringing you along on United's inaugural flight to Madeira, Portugal. I'll take you behind the scenes as we hear from the Fleet Standards Captain about what's involved in launching a new route, and I'll show you 3 perfect days in Madeira. From sunrise spots to cliff jumping and everything in between, this is going to be fun. You ready? Let's go. My name's Paul. I fly airplanes for a living, but my passion is encouraging you to explore this beautiful world by giving you a glimpse into my layover life. Tonight I'm doing something I've never done in 20 years as an airline pilot, an inaugural flight. Tonight I'm boarding United Flight 522 from Newark, New Jersey to Madeira, Portugal. Sometimes referred to as the Hawaii of Europe, Madeira has been voted the best island destination in the world 9 years in a row. It's the 5th city United serves in Portugal, and in just a few hours we'll be heading to the gate for some pre-departure festivities before heading to the Pearl of the Atlantic, Madeira, Portugal. I stopped by the United Club and did some research on a hike in Madeira that's been on my bucket list for years. More on that later. After a couple of hours, it was time to head to the gate, which was a little more vibrant than your typical departure.
Good evening and welcome to Flight 522 with service to Madeira.
People were chatting with the crew, I stuck in this photo op, and then came the moment we'd all been waiting for.
3, 2, 1, Madeira!
Woo! Now, let's go behind the scenes. And when I say behind the scenes, I mean into the cockpit and talk to the captain about what's involved in launching a new route to an airport like Funchal. What makes Madeira a challenging approach?
It's just the weather patterns around the wind, or around how the winds come around the island. So they just come around both ends of the island over the top, and they decided to build the airport right there in that part of the island.
And what kind of training does the average pilot go through to do the approach into Madeira?
And every airline has to go through, and they qualify a cadre of pilots based on a set of prescribed criteria that the Portuguese authorities put together. So we have to comply with that. We have to submit a training plan, and then we have to put our pilots through that training. It's all in the simulator. Simulators are very, very realistic, so they replicate what we're going to do when we land in Madeira very, very accurately.
Captain awesome. Joel, thank you. Yeah. Captain Dave, thank you.
Good to see you, man. Yeah.
Have a great layover.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, we'll have to work hard not to have a great layover. Yeah, exactly.
There's something really special about being on an inaugural flight. There's an excitement in the cabin, and a sense that you're part of something first. A new route, a new chapter. And as the miles count down, you keep getting closer to possibility and discovery and adventure. Because this isn't just another flight, it's the start of something that's never been done. And you get to say, I was there.
United 522, runway 05, clear plan. Middle runway 5, United 522.
Thank you guys.
Oh, good. Thank you.
3 days in Madeira. Starts now. This morning we are on a sunrise mission. I got 2 friends with me on this trip, Sherry.
Hi.
And Jasmine.
Hello.
Sherry's another influencer. Jasmine's with the United social media team. We're at Ponta de Rosto, hoping that sunrise comes off with a bang. This is awesome. Madeira is full of no-hike viewpoints, and this is one of them. After just a 30-minute drive from Funchal and a 5-minute walk from the parking lot, you're rewarded with sweeping views of this peninsula that looks like a scene from Jurassic Park. We did not get an epic sunrise, but we did get an epic view, and this is a pretty great way to start the day. Before our next adventure, we drove past something, or actually I should say under something, pretty unique to Madeira. We're literally under the runway of the airport, and it goes out into the water on these piers. It's pretty wild. One of the most popular activities in Funchal is a cable car ride to the small village of Monte. It's a quick 18-minute ride, but it gives you a bird's eye view of the city. The history of the cable car is a tribute to human creativity. The construction process, which began in 1999, had to overcome engineering challenges in both urban and mountainous environments, culminating in its inauguration in 2000 with a route that gracefully floats over the landscape. Well, that was fun. Now, there's a really cool way to get back down, and we're about to go do that. Since the mid-1800s, hand-woven toboggans have carried people down the winding streets of Monte. Guided by two runners wearing crisp white shirts and traditional straw hats, this handcrafted sled once served as real transport before cars even reached these roads. No tracks, no engines, just gravity, tradition, and a whole lot of style. Today it's a ride through history, part spectacle, part legacy, and entirely Madeira. And so, after waiting about 30 minutes in line, it was finally our turn. Was it worth the wait? Absolutely. Any more tears?
It's the wind. It's the wind.
It's just the wind.
Okay, that's the end.
Okay.
That's the end.
We hope you enjoy it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Obrigado. Yes.
I love it.
Obrigado.
With day one quickly coming to an end, we still had time for one more adventure. Little did we know this would be one of our favorite parts of the trip. We are on a sunset mission at Cascata dos Anjos, which is basically a waterfall that comes off the side of a mountain and hits a road, and it's a super popular spot for like golden hour sunset time. So we're gonna go stand on the waterfall in the middle of a road, because that's what you do when you're in Madeira. As you can imagine, with most spots like this that are very popular on Instagram, there's typically a lot of people. There's surprisingly not a ton of people here. There's a half a dozen people here, and everyone's just kind of enjoying it. I think we're all waiting for the sun to get a little bit lower, but this is a fun way to end the day. The little boy in me, of course, couldn't just stand next to a waterfall. I had to stand in the waterfall, because what's travel if you're not going to jump right in and splash in a few puddles? We started day two in the Fanal Forest, a UNESCO World Heritage Site set high up in the mountains. It's filled with massive ancient laurel trees that are up to 800 years old. These trees were once abundant, but are practically extinct today. And I have to say, walking around the forest, especially when the fog is thick, feels like a scene from the Chronicles of Narnia. When it comes to Fanal Forest conditions, we hit it perfectly. The fog has just rolled in, and it is it feels magical. Despite the parking lot being pretty full, you get out here and there's like, it feels like you're in the middle of a magical wonderland, and it is incredible. The girls walked over to see some cows, and I literally can't see where they are because the fog is so thick. But this is exactly what you want when you visit Fanal Forrest. I'm not really sure how I'm going to be able to find them, other than I just look for shadows that are people and hopefully don't walk into shadows that are cows. These cows are just out here. Hey buddy. I feel like I'm not in a good spot right here. When I saw these cows from the forest area, I kind of assumed that they were in a fenced-in area, and they are not. This is just an open pasture, which would explain the cow poop up by the trees. I found them. I thought it was going to be hard to find you guys, but I forgot you were wearing all white. As much as I loved the Fanal Forest, I was ready to move on to something a little more sunny. As we made our way to the wild northern coast, we came to one of the most unique places in Madeira. Picture this: lava met the ocean, had a dramatic volcanic showdown, and left behind the most epic swimming spot on Earth. This is the Porto Moniz natural pools. These crystal clear saltwater lagoons are basically nature's infinity pools, carved right into the lava rock. You get all the wild beauty of the Atlantic without getting totally wrecked by the waves. Unless you want to, that is. I saw a group sitting on the end of the ocean waiting for the waves to push them into the pool, and it looked super fun, so I jumped in. Speaking of jumping in, they also had a spot to cliff jump, so obviously I did that too, a couple of times. Whether you have kids or are a kid at heart, the Porto Moniz Natural Pools is a great place to spend an afternoon. Located a little further down the coastline is a beach so stunning it feels like it shouldn't be real. This is Sexial Beach. Black volcanic sand, towering green cliffs, and waves that crash like a soundtrack to your own adventure film. It's not your typical sunbathing spot. It's moodier, more dramatic, and way more photogenic. We are just wrapping up our day here at Sexial Beach. Check this out. I mean, this scene behind me, it looks straight out of Hawaii and the Nepali coast in Kauai, but the black sand on this beach is unlike any sand I've ever felt in Hawaii. The black sand in Hawaii is more like volcanic and rocky. This is one of the softest sand beaches I've ever been on, and it's absolutely phenomenal, and it's black, and it's unbelievable. This beach is going down as one of my top favorite beaches in the world. Good morning. Today we are at Pico do Arieiro, and we're going on it's called the Pico to Pico hike, but that part of the trail is closed. It's like a 7-hour epic hike. But the part you see on Instagram and all over social media is the Stairway to Heaven, and that part of the trail is open. So we're gonna hike from Pico do Arieiro to the Stairway to Heaven and then come back. They say it's about half an hour each way, so a quick 1-hour hike. Should be beautiful, but man, there are already 1,000 people up here. So it's going to be a busy trail, but should be a beautiful, beautiful morning. Well, we may have failed sunrise on the first day. This is absolutely incredible. We're above the clouds, sun's starting to come up. There's a lot of people out here, but it's not crazy. And it's just, feels like you're in Yosemite. It's just absolutely stunning. This is it. This is the stairway to heaven. What an absolutely epic place to catch sunrise, and it's very, very safe. There's a guardrail along the whole trail, so I would not hesitate at all to bring my kids on this hike. And like everything you see on social media, it's very crowded with people, but for a good reason. It's very, very beautiful. We have saved the best for last. In just a few minutes, we're going to be heading 600 meters up the side of a mountain to strap on a paraglider and coast 30 minutes back to this beach. Madeira is full of adventures, and this is one that I've been looking forward to. Even though I used to skydive in college, anticipation still grew as we made our way toward the launch site, because we were just steps away from the most primitive type of flying there is. Like all flights and like all trips, eventually they must come to an end. And as we drift down toward the beach, I'm reminded of why I fell in love with flight in the first place. It's that feeling of pure freedom. But it's not just about the sky, it's about where the journey takes you when you touch back down. The hidden corners of a new destination. The people who welcome you in. The stories you never planned to collect. In the end, that's what travel is really about. Not just the places we see, but the connections we make, and the memories that stay with us long after we're home.